It's the 7 and the 19 to lead us off, Ryan Carter and Mark Broom, and they're away. And as you can see, a very slippery start, but it is Ryan Carter gets the best at the start. The 90 car of Jeff Rogers moves up into second, and right around the outside comes Troy Leary to sit into third. So not the fastest heat here, but all cars are mobile and doing their thing. In saying that, Ryan Carter is pulling away at a rate of knots, so he's certainly found his groove in this track at the moment. Back in second place, the 90 car of Jeff Rogers is coming around. So it's going to be a very, very long lap for these ones, but they are under racing conditions at the moment. Doing the best of the racing is Ryan Carter. 7 laps to go for him, the 90 car of Jeff Rogers. Then it's back to the 14 of Lance Beaver, and the number 10 car of Troy Leary is fighting it out with Kim Enright for fourth at the moment. One up high, that is the 10 of Troy Leary. Run down low is Kim Enright. So trying to find a little bit of driving room, and the 10 does of Troy Leary. They'll come around with 6 laps to go in heat number 1 of the Supermods here at the Make Smoking History at Bunbury Speedway. Doing it good at the moment, Ryan Carter in the W7. Close between second and third at the moment between Jeff Beaver and Lance Rogers. A little bit faster that time around for that lap, 30 seconds. So we'll see how this track dials in. Ryan Carter seems to be handling the conditions the best at the moment. Lance Beaver puts himself into second, gets around underneath Jeff Rogers as they come down for 5 laps to go in heat number 1 of the Supermods here at the Make Smoking History Speedway. Some great shots at home there of them coming out of turn number 4. Thanks to the team at Real Speedway TV. So it's Ryan Carter from Lance Beaver, Jeff Rogers, Gary Walker. Then it's Troy Leary, Mark Broom, Kim Enright, and Daryl Smith. So the lap's sitting around 30 seconds at the moment. That one's slightly quicker. In fact, the fastest lap was Gary Walker a little bit earlier in the race. He did a 28.685. Half the journey done and half to go for the Supermods. If you've just joined us at home or in the track's still a little bit of grease on top, so these cars will find their feet a little bit more as the night goes on. But it's Ryan Carter. It's his to win. Lance Beaver closing the gap. The gap is 1.9 seconds at the moment, but can he have something to do it? And Gary Walker has made his way up into third. That puts Jeff Rogers back into 4th position. So the top 3, not much between them, maybe a car length, maybe a 2 car lengths between them, but Ryan Carter has 3 laps to go in this one. Oh, the 14 car of Lance Beaver has chucked it onto the infield. He manages to keep it going. He doesn't. You can see the mud on the front of that car there as well, maybe causing him a little drama. That opens the door for Jeff Rogers to possibly get back into 3rd spot. But our race leader, Ryan Carter, has had this race all to himself. Gary Walker is going to come underneath and get into first positions out of turn number 3, finding a little bit of grip on the track and getting there underneath. So they come around. There'll be 2 laps to go this time around. A new race leader of Gary Walker is 2 or 3 car lengths in front. 2 laps remaining in this one here at the Make Smoking History Bunbury Speedway. And the 55 car is out in front of Gary Walker. In second position, the 7 car of Ryan Carter, Lance Beaver in 3rd, and I dare say that is how they'll finish. Well, I'm saying that I've put the mocker on Ryan Carter because he's pulled infield. He's OUT out of this one, so white flag out this time around, and it is Gary Walker in first. Bit of work to do for the Lance Beaver. I don't know if he'll have enough real estate left. He won't. There's about almost the length of the straight or the back straight in it for this one. 3rd place is Jeff Rogers, and Ryan Carter is out for this one. Not sure what happened to his car there, but you can see it in turn number 3. Around turns 3 and 4 comes your race leader to pick up the checkered flag, and he does it nice and easily in the end. It is Gary Walker in first. 2nd place, the 14 car of Lance Beaver, and then Jeff Rogers crosses the line for the checker flag. That is your top 3. Finishing in 4th was Troy Leary, Kim Enright, and Mark Broom. Unfortunately, Ryan Carter did not finish. He is parked up on the infield, and Barry Roberts is wandering that way to have a little bit of a look and a chat to see what happens. Sun just starts to pull right in the eyes of the faithful on the back straight, and the team from HIT there in the KJB box as the lights go green for the Super Modifieds. And it is the 27 car that gets a pretty good start. Luke Jury gets underneath and gets up into first. And then it's back to Kim Enright, I believe that is there on the light green car on the inside. So they come around and put a lap in the book. Some faster times coming out of these cars after their first seats. Jury out in front. Then the 27 car in second to Peter Newman. 47 car, a little untidy of Wayne Bingham. And he opens up the door for fourth place of Kim Enright in the light green car in fourth spot. Battle for fifth and sixth between Rogers and Leary. Leary gets around and catches into that fifth spot, although maybe momentarily as these cars come very close. A battle at the back is they're too wide coming out of turn 4. But meanwhile, our race leader up nice high on this track is Jake Jury. Pushes this car away. Better times this time, around 20 seconds. We were seeing around 30 in the first heat. So this track dialing right in for these super mods, the classic class and the original sprint cars of the sports. Jake Jury from Wayne Bingham up in second. Herb Newman has dropped back into third and Kim Enright into third position. So Wayne Bingham has been the mover in this one. He has managed to push away in his way into second and has managed to push away from the chasers in third and fourth as well. 4 laps to go, halfway done in this one. Jake Jury, Wayne Bingham just got the fast lap of a 20.226 out there in these super modified cars. So it's Jake Jury, he'll see 3 laps to go this time around. Second place is Wayne Bingham. Battle for third and fourth is the big one. Newman and Enright are fighting it out for third and fourth, and equally for fifth and sixth between Leary and Broome. Those two cars, or two lots of pairs, are side by side. It is Eric Newman leading out the battle and Kim Enright in fourth spot at the moment, so they've spread themselves out in the minor positions there as well. Will be 2 laps to go for our race leader in this one, the 13 car. Then back to the 47 of Wayne Bingham. Newman Cummins across with Kim Enright hot on the tail. If there's going to be a change, it's probably going to be there in this one. 1 lap to go for our race leader. He'll see the white flag coming out of turn number 4. The gap certainly has closed between him and Bingham, but not much real estate left in this one. It's a long way back to third. They're battling it out though, is Newman and Enright. Newman winning the battle. Enright there and thereabouts, so could be a change on this. Meanwhile, our race leader comes out of turn number 4 and picks up Heat 2 win here at the Bunbury Speedway. So it's Jake Jury in first, Wayne Bingham in second. How's this third and fourth position going to play out? We'll see how it comes around. Too good, the third position of the 27 car of Newman. Kim Enright in fourth, Mark Broome in fifth. Was sneaking around, getting very close. Maybe a different story if there was another lap in that one for him. As we go green, the preliminary main, Wayne Bingham gets a pretty good start over Darryl Smith, and the 55 car of Gary Walker gets in and around there as well. It's 3 wide, mind you, behind the front 2, and they managed to sort themselves in to some sort of an order as they come around. They're still 2-3 wide back through the minors. They come very close to each other as they come around. It is out in front of Ryan Carter. Troy, sorry, that's not correct. That's the 47 car out in front of Wayne Bingham in this one. So we get going around for this one, and Wayne Bingham is having a fantastic run out in front from the second place car of Darryl Smith, and then it is another one. Wayne Bingham out in front, Darryl Smith in second, Lance Beaver back in third. Fourth place is Gary Walker. They've sorted themselves out into an order here, and Wayne Bingham is the man to track down from Darryl Smith and Lance Beaver. Darryl and Lance right side by side as they head down the back straight. Going to be 12 laps to go this time around. Up nice and wide goes Wayne Bingham. He had to go wide. He manages to hold on to that lead though. It is out to 1.34 seconds. Lance Beaver has moved up into second in that one, and then it's back to third of Darryl Smith. So they've sorted themselves out into order. Looking further back, it's Gary Walker. Kim Enright's got up into fifth position over Jake Jury, and Eric Newman in there as well. One car is going to come to a halt here. It's 47. Wayne Bingham's out in front though. So we see this car. It is the 6 car of Daryl Smith as run out of noise. Puts his arm out to indicate that he's pulling in. So good work from him. Wayne Bingham in the 47 meanwhile is out in front. So some good sportsmanship there from him to let him know that he's going to pass in. Lance Beaver in second. Then it's back to Gary Walker and Kim Enright. Not too many moves in this one, but we will see some lap traffic about to run through for our race leaders, and they will be catching up to Ryan Carter, who is just about to be off the lead lap as Wayne Bingham comes around and gets very close. Will this help Lance Beaver out? He's only a couple of car lengths away, Lance Beaver. Lap traffic in front as they hit turns 3 and 4. Wayne puts the hammer down to get around equally. Lance Beaver's going to do the same thing. Lance gets a little bit more held up than Wayne Bingham, so Lance Beaver probably the disadvantage out of that passing car. As we look further back, good battle, good battle. Gary Wright and Kim Enright are side by side as they come out of turn number 1 and into turn number 2. It is a Walker from Enright. Then it's back to Newman, Broome, Leary, Rogers, and Carter is a lap behind our race leader. Good battle for this one. Gary Walker. Enright's dropped off the pace a little bit with this one. There's going to be 6 laps to go this time around for our race leader. He's having a great drive out there as he comes around turns 3 and 4 and gets into another lap car. That is Jeff Rogers he's chasing down. Will we see this help Lance Beaver this time? A disadvantage Lance Beaver, the last lap car. Will it help him out to get a bit closer to this flying car of Wayne Bingham in first? Second plot, Lance Beaver and Gary Walker. So it's Bingham, Beaver and Walker as they come around with a couple of laps to go in this one. Preliminary A-main tonight for our super modifieds. In fact, 4 laps to go in this one for Wayne Bingham, Lance Beaver, Gary Walker and Kim Enright. They spread themselves out like Brown's cows pretty much now. Can Lance Beaver catch up and get underneath? He's going to try. They're very close. It's Bingham and Beaver out there. That's probably the only real battle. The 7 and the 27 having a bit of a go, but that is a lapped situation there. Underneath comes the 14 of Lance Beaver. Can't do it that time, but Wayne Bingham knows he's there now. 3 laps to go in this one. White flag will come out momentarily. Passing flag is out at the moment. So Wayne Bingham, Lance Beaver, Gary Walker, that is how they sit at the moment. It is a very, very close battle for first and second. Let's keep our eyes on that. White flag is out downstairs. 2 laps to go on our timing, so we'll watch this one and see how it pans out. So it is Wayne Bingham and Lance Beaver. Wayne Bingham, Lance Beaver. Lance Beaver, Wayne Bingham. Which way could it go? White flag out, checkered flag out. Now still 1 lap to go according to our timing. So we'll see how that one goes. Wayne Bingham and Lance Beaver. I think the checkered flag may have come out a lap early, but the car has slowed down. So checkered flag has come out early. So we'll see what happens there. Wayne Bingham did come across. According to our timing, it says there's still a lap to go, but the checkered flag did come out to lead us away. The 7 car of Ryan Leary gets a pretty good start, but watch Jake Jury. He comes around the outside. Slipped into 3rd place is Troy Leary. Could be momentarily though, because Gary Walker is trying to get around him as they head down the back straight. Close side-by-side racing in nice tight for our front 4. And coming unstuck there, as you wouldn't want to do, is Ryan Carter, and he's dropped back to 3rd spot. He was on the lead as they went around that first part, but Jake Jury, how good is he? 55 of Gary Walker pushes up really wide. The lead car of Jake Jury is actually on the infield. Hard to see that line. It was freshly painted, but it is starting to fade as the clay packs into that over the night. Out in front now after going wide was Gary Walker. A bit of luck for him. And Jake Jury has had to pull that car out of this race. So we're down to a race of 4. Kim Enright gets underneath and claims 2nd spot. Got a bit of work to do to catch Gary Walker at the moment. So they head around. There'll be 5 laps to go in the Supermods heat number 2 for tonight. Some great racing from then last night and continuing tonight. So it's Gary Walker out in front. He pushes down the back straight one more time from Kim Enright. It's got a bit of work to do, but he is slowly closing the gap, I will say. Will it be enough in the latter stages of this race meeting? They come around with a couple of laps to go in this one. In fact, 3 laps to go, I believe. Back into second spot is the 23 car of Kim Enright. Slowly closing the gap, but it's going to be all too late, I think, in this one. The 7 car of Ryan Carter is back in third, and Troy Leary is in fourth. So we're into another lap here for our race leader. They've spread themselves out quite far and wide here, but if time allows, Kim Enright may very well have enough juice in the tank here to catch up, quite possibly. There is a couple of laps to go in this one. 2 laps to go now. Gary Walker led the race, doing okay. Oh, the 7 car of Ryan Carter spins, keeps the car going, stops the car. Orange lights will come on, so just a unfortunate one for Ryan Carter, comes unstuck there. Green is the call, and they are away. Wayne Bingham gets a really, really good start. Gary Walker slips into second, and Eric Newman is into third place. Troy Leary and George Letchford round out your field. Wayne Bingham heads up the back straight for the first time in this heat. He's got that car going. To see how much work they're doing in the driver's seat there to get around turn 3 and 4, and he's doing it the best. Wayne Bingham in there. Fastest lap of the race for him, a 19.635. Got down into the 19s. One of the first times, I reckon, across this weekend. I'd have to check that fact and figure, so there's no definite about that, but it is a very fast lap for Wayne Bingham. Gary Walker in second, then the 27 car of Newman. Leary and Letchford are your cars out on the track. 5 laps to go when they hit the start-finish line at this time. And it's Wayne Newman who's put the best lap in again, a 19.596. He's gone faster again, a 19.358. So he's pushing the 18 barrier with this one. He's got that car hooked up. Wayne Bingham out in front. Gap 2 seconds between first and second. Will we see a faster lap this time around? I'm going to say no, but will I be... It wasn't, it was a 19.802, so a little bit slower for him, but still in that 19-second bracket. Gary Walker back in second. Third place is Newman, Leary and Letchford is how they roll around here. 3 laps to go for our race leader in Wayne Bingham. Second place, Gary Walker. Newman crosses the line now in third, and Troy Leary crosses the line now in fourth. So about half a lap between first and fourth. And George Lefford's back in fifth, and Wayne Bingham is spotting him exiting the straight as he's entering. Another lap down for Wayne Bingham. He'll have the white flag this time around. So here's a length of the straight in front, and I'd say pretty much over 5 seconds, I reckon, as they come around to greet the white flag. It was 4.635 this time around, but I reckon Wayne Bingham has put in a pretty good lap that time. It's actually closed a little bit. Oh no, it hasn't. 5.121 as the timing refreshes. So Wayne Bingham comes around, picks up a heat race win just in the nick of time to meet lap traffic. By Wayne Bingham back then to the 55 car of Gary Walker. Third, Newman. Fourth will be Leary, and George Letchford rounds out cars moving up behind the pace ute, the KJB pace ute tonight. Our super mods. And starting off the front position is the 23 of Kim Enright. Outside of him, the 90 of Jeff Rogers, and the 13 of Luke Jury, the 19 of Mark Broom, the 7 of Ryan Carter on the last row, with Lance Beaver in the orange 14 car. That's your starting order. Last heat for the Supermods tonight. Lights go green and we go racing. Jeff Rogers sneaks in front of Kim Enright, then Kim Enright sneaks in front of Jeff Rogers. That's how they go around the back straight. It's then Luke Jury and Mark Broom behind, with Lance Beaver in the mix in 5th position at the moment. So they sort themselves out into some sort of order, at least for the front three anyway. Kim Enright, Jeff Rogers, Broom and Beaver. Then Luke Jury back in 5th spot. Kim Enright moving away from this field as they come around to get 2 laps in the book. Great driving out in front from Enright. Jeff Rogers a bit of work to do. Good battle between Broom and Beaver. That battle is Broom on the outside, Beaver on the inside. Tries to get into 3rd spot, can't. Meanwhile, back in 1st spot, Kim Enright is pushing away this gap. So the 19 car of Mark Broom and Lance Beaver in the 14 are fighting it out. Lance Beaver's just stuck the nose in front. Oh, untidy from Jeff Rogers, and Lance Beaver claims 1, claims 2, gets up into 2nd spot. 4 laps to go in this one. 4 down, 4 to go. The 23 car of Kim Enright. The 14 car of Lance Beaver. It's the 19 and the 90 fighting it out for the minor positions now of Jeff Rogers and Mark Broom. And it is Mark Broom winning that battle for the time being, at least anyway. Kim Enright stuck the nose in front at the start and has now got a gap of 1.708 seconds. So it actually gone down 200 of the second that time around. Still a fair distance between these cars though, with Mark Broom back into 3rd and Jeff Rogers has settled back into 4th spot. 2 laps to go for our race leader and Kim Enright this time around, and Kim Enright has got this one in the bag. Just about in the bag, I'll say. We never want to put the mocker on a driver, that's for sure. Lance Beaver in 2nd and Mark Broom in 3rd spot. Put your hands together as we get to 1 more lap in the book for Kim Enright, because he has had a great drive starting up the front of this one. He comes around. The gap is closing though between him and Lance Beaver, but I reckon this time when we put our hands together for him, it's going to be a very good finish from Kim Enright. Or does Lance Beaver have something to say about it? Not too much real estate left in this one. Lance Beaver's going to make one final run here. Not going to be close enough, I don't think. It's Kim Enright out in front. Lance Beaver's going to try it. Oh, Kim Enright from Lance Beaver, very close. 0.076 of a second in front. We'll see that again at home for those at home, but 0.076 was the gap in the end. Lance Beaver found all types of speed to try and get up there. I'd pretty much almost sold the race to Kim Enright, but Lance Beaver gets up for our, you see it there, just found a little bit of real estate in that last 100 metres or so. The Supermods line up just quickly on the text line. A big congratulations to the juniors from one of our texters in there. Great to see this, see and support. Heaps of thanks to their parents and grandparents as well. They do a fantastic job, all the family involved. And all the best for our nipper in 77, Wayne Campbell, the Swamp Sloth. Give it to him, Ricky Lee. All on for Donkey Kong is the other message there. We'll get ready to go green for the Supermods here tonight. Been some great racing from the Supermods, and that will continue. Lights go green for our Supermods, and it's the 55 car of Gary Walker that gets the better of the starts. They get very close to each other as they come around and sort out some sort of order. 2 cars battling it out in front. One goes very, very wide and up close to the fence, and that was our race leader. He does manage to hold on to the race lead. Gary Walker is out in front in there as well. just with Wayne Bingham in the 47, got the fastest lap with the 23.88. Good battle out the front between Walker and Bingham, and Lance Beaver is leading the rest of the pack of minor positions. So fighting it out for first and second in the Supermods tonight. The 47 car has got around of Wayne Bingham, Gary Walker, Lance Beaver, Kim Enright, Newman, Leary, Broom and Rogers is how they sit at the moment. The front two have sorted themselves out, and Wayne Bingham setting some good times, 19.619 that time around. Fastest lap of the race so far. He does a 20.070 that time around. So Wayne Bingham has got out in front from Gary Walker and Lance Beaver. Lance Beaver got a bit of work to do to catch up to Gary Walker. There'd be a good 20 to 30 metres between second and third. Probably about 20, probably a little bit more than 20 to 30 metres, to be honest. Probably about 50 metres there and thereabouts. It's very hard to judge for with these cars moving so fast. They do catch up and slow down, but one thing I can tell you is Wayne Bingham is splitting the scene. 0.0897 that time around. Can he grow that out to a second, or is Gary Walker able to close the gap? It's out to 1.057 seconds, so slightly pushing that lead out is Wayne Bingham, who has the fastest lap earlier on of a 19.619. They head around past the Catalano sign for another time with 9 laps to go. Wayne Bingham, Gary Walker, Lance Beaver, Kim Enright, Troy Leary, Newman, Broom and Rogers is your order. Not too many passings happening since the opening couple of laps. Wayne Bingham owning the race at the moment. Nice and high on this track. He's going, and Gary Walker equally doing the same. Wayne Bingham out to 1.47 that time around. This lead just incrementally glowing ever so much. 7 laps to go. It's nearly 2 seconds now. 1.948. Wayne Bingham, it's his race to win in the Supermods tonight. In their feature race across 15 laps. They head up the front straight one more time. 6 laps to go. Gap is now 2.341. Wayne Bingham, Gary Walker, Lance Beaver's back in third. Kim Enright and Troy Leary fighting it out for 4th and 5th spots. Troy Leary tried to go around the outside, nothing doing. We'll try again this time around, trying to get into 4th. Has no luck this time, does come up a bit high, but too far back behind that 23 car of Kim Enright. Our race leader is going to come around to see 4 laps to go in the feature race for the Supermods tonight. Wayne Bingham, Gary Walker, Lance Beaver. A fair distance behind in this one now. In third spot is Lance Beaver. Gaps out to 2.045 for first and second. Lap traffic about to come in play. One car spins around further back there. Manages to get it up and going and get around. Thankfully, he didn't have any cars around him, so he managed to get it up and going. That was the 10 car of Troy Leary that come a little unstuck there. While that's all happening, our race leader is going to put another lap in the books. Wayne Bingham in the 47 car comes past the start-finish line. 2 laps to go. 55 car of Gary Walker is in second. Then it's back to Lance Beaver in third spot. So a fair distance between all these cars, but the white flag is out for our race leader. Wayne Bingham comes around to see that white flag. 1 lap to go for him in this feature. The 55 of Gary Walker. Let's close the gap slightly. Got it back under 2 seconds that time around. But half a lap to go. Past the Bunbury Speedway, time for the final time tonight for the Supermod leader in Wayne Bingham. Bingham comes out at turn number 4 to greet the checkered flag. Feature win to Wayne Bingham. Gary Walker in second. Lance Beaver coming out of turn 4 now. Picks up third spot. It's Bingham, Walker and Beaver. Newman in 4th. Claimed Enright in the later stages there. Leary in 6th, Mark Broom in 7th, and Jeff Rogers rounds out the field in 8th position.